XRP's capacity future charge goals have been getting a lot of attention. A lot of people are saying that XRP is going to go through the roof. We've been reading all of those posts about where XRP is going. I'm also aware that it does get old. As I understand it, it does get old. But I really need to go over a lot more information in this movie in order to really show you guys where we are right now around T, what you can do right now to make no challenges about XRP and where we're going. Having said that, all of you are welcome to the group. My name is Nick. For people who are new to the channel, I hope that the end of this video helps you become a subscriber. Because prices have been going down since November, the market has been on fire. While we are looking at the market right now, I know that the last few, weeks have been challenging. For sure, I'll only talk about 3 weeks because it all seems to have started at the beginning of December. It hasn't been very interesting around the space for about 3 weeks now. We've only been cutting back. We've been buying and selling in a straight line. And a lot of people are getting a little annoyed about this. They are getting angry. When we really look at this area, I ask again, are we really going to get involved when this is what the one-year chart for XRP looks like? This is XRP's 1 month chart. XRP is still up 60, which is almost 7% in just 1 month. In just 1 year, we're still up more than 250%. But even when it comes to Bitcoin, like if we look at Bitcoin over the last month, it's not really over yet. Still, we're up almost 120% in the past year. My view is that there may not be a problem with this latest change in price for Bitcoin or the market as a whole. As an example, let's move forward and study even just Ethereum. I bring this up to kind of compare an opinion. As we move back through time, we reach 2020, then 2021, and so on. Yes, moves have been made to come back right here in December 2020. But the biggest events, like the biggest acts of the cycle, didn't really happen until 2021. But it did start at the end of December 2020. And I think this is exactly what's happening right now, since the market is kind of going down and we're waiting for something to happen. I believe that the biggest moves of the cycle will begin at the end of this month. Because of this, we may have about 3 to 6 months to make as much money as possible off of these previous coins. Now, if you want to push into the fall, and even the winter of 2025, it's possible. However, some old coins will peak out ahead of time. I just want to stress that to you guys. We are not worried, though. In terms of time frames, we're not anymore. You already know this is where you're trying to guess when things will get better. When I look at the bigger picture, the thing that really interests me is how strong this area looks. I also need to stress that the macro is on the charts that are blown up. The whole thing is high quality, but on shorter time frames. Yes, we're ending. Yes, it's bloody. Yes, it's no longer funny. But that's exactly what trading looks like. Low time body trading is all about doing just that. Should I be worried about the gap as we look at it now? Without a doubt not. I just want to make sure you all understand that. But let us talk about some things. Speaking of which, let's talk about why I think XRP is so bullish right now and why many people don't think it's bullish enough. To begin, let us talk about the trigger. To begin, there is the SEC case, which Gary Gensler is stepping down from on January 20th. As a result of his resignation, the lawsuit may be thrown out completely. It will be behind us for me in Area 1 and 25. We have ROUSD. So ROUSD, you can now buy and sell ROUSD on global exchanges. It's officially released. That's the first step. Tokenization is a big change happening on the XRP, and this is the first step. But while we think about that, we should also think about what Riplex Dev is telling us about many of these changes, which may be paving the way for institutional DeFi and tokenization in general. There is a huge driver behind the XRP system, and that is institutional DeFi and tokenization. It is thought that the ROUSD will be one of many stable coins that will be launched on the XRP system. And on top of all that, Ripple is also fully supporting Trump in his new administrative role. To say it again, this manager is pro-crypto. While we look at them, they want to move this area forward. This is something I've been talking about for a few weeks now, and I think Ripple knows this. I think Ripple is ready for Trump to become president because, well, you know how big of a deal that is after the election. Once November 5th came around, it became the best. I agree that that is true. The markets will heat up even more once Trump is actually in office. And I think it will be very exciting, especially if you work on software jobs, because I think they will get extra attention. Ahead of all of this, we do hear conversations about the XRP derivatives trade that will happen in 2025 in the XRP ledger. It's with Bitstamp, which is also known as Robinhood. As well, this is going to be very big. Let's take a look at the charts while we think about all of these licenses. Let's look into why all cash and Path XRP are becoming a little less interesting. Well, Bitcoin is the main one. Bitcoin is kind of ruining the fun on this daily chart. We're running into some trouble right now. We are rejecting the main initial stage again here on November 22nd around 9:06 a.m. And this is after we swindled all the way down to about $92,153. There are a lot of them. A lot of people want to be in these places down here. But while we look at Bitcoin, yes, is Max Payne out of the way? Are we going to go down? Ooh. To make my point clear, let's look at the shorter time frames first, like the 4-hour. Here is a picture of Bitcoin's 4-hour chart. At this very moment, as we look at this line, we still have some better lows. And if we go all the way back to the 17th, which was 4 days ago, I want to stress that this chart also has higher highs from 4 days ago. At this point, I'm not too worried about this chart. We do have a lot of work to do, though. There are a lot of works we need to do about Bitcoin. First is getting back $100,000, which will be a huge mental challenge because $100,000 is a big amount of money. Once we definitely kind of push through 100,000 kilos, it's clear skies to 1,007,000 kilos again, and then it could go up to 110,000 plus. However, we're likely to cut a chunk in the short term. I'm now looking at the middle line. I don't want to look at the center loss, which is right around this 95.6K level, because that's usually when we start to see main wicks coming back. And that could lead to a chain reaction of liquidations that will surely see us fall below $90,000. It's possible. Also, if we do lose these lows, which would take us all the way back to November 26th, things could look bad very quickly. We're talking about the middle to low 80,000 range. To put it all together, why are we focusing on Bitcoin? This movie is about XRP. It has to do with how optimistic XRP is. In that case, the time frames are shorter. I just want you guys to understand that this might only be a small setback in the big picture, and just to kind of show you guys. What I say is that you look at the daily chart for this. Right now, look at the daily chart for Bitcoin. I ask, are we really involved at all? Even though the map looks like this, it's not at all, especially when we look at what happened already this year. This turned into March. After that small rise, we chopped for a very long time until we saw the positive structure form in this chart. Also, if we go all the way back to 21st century, what I meant by those pullbacks was that they were just a small step in the big picture. I mean, let's really take a look back here. I mean, this is January of the year 21. This is the most important and main change. Along the same lines, look at those lows, low, lower, low.